Hi guys, welcome back to episode 4 of Cabin in the Woods. Hope you all had a lovely week. Alright, a couple of first things. I've started to upgrade my chest, so I went back to our other base and grabbed some materials. And got a couple of these upgrades since these chests started to fill up. Now these upgrades, they can be applied to chests that are already placed. All you have to do is craft them like so, and there are lots of different types depending on what materials your chest is made of and what material you would like it to be. See, the higher grade the material, the larger the inventory space. All we have to do is hold it in our hand and right click, and there we go. Lots more inventory space. Always love that mod. Right, I think we're going to make a start on Botania today. Just to get the basics down. There's been a lot of changes in this since I last played it. A lot of extra content. There's even a bookmark feature in the book, which I love because it's nothing more tedious than having to find a place where you were before after you've gone away, gone offline, and come back. Right, first things first, we need our petal apothecary. It's crafted using cobblestone slabs, cobblestone, and a mystical petal. Now that can be any colour mystical petal, and I'll show you how we craft those in a minute. Basically it's, well, I haven't got any in here, but all you need is some of the mystical flowers. You craft it and it turns into 2 petals. And if you'll come with me over here, you'll see a little bit of an addition. We've got a new little hut. This is going to be our Botania hut. I'll keep all my Botania supplies separate. You see, I went out and about and I gathered some of the Botania flowers. Tried to get at least one of each. I've got quite a few. I went to did quite a lot of exploring. That's my spare petal. You see, if you take a couple of these out, all you need to do is craft them. Got some more petals. Now each different colour will obviously give you your respective colour. That one being orange. And the different colours have different uses, because each one is used to make different recipes and different crafts. Right, so I think we will put our apothecary right here. That'll do. Right, we'll need a water bucket. I think I tend to keep one handy in my little golden bag here. Pop some water in there. Now, the first plant we tend to make with Botania is the pure daisy. Let's have a look. Botania. That one right there. Now, there might be a recipe in here. Yes, NEI's got a lovely integration with Botania. So all we need is 4 mystical white petals. Pop them in there. And to get the final result, we'll need some vanilla seeds. Now, I don't think I brought any with me, but our crops should be ripe and ready to pick. We should get some seeds from those. All we need is 1, but it's good to have a stock. Right. And the mystical white flowers will give us the white petals that we need. Now they give 2 each, so we need 4, so we all only need 2 flowers. There we go. And over we go. And now we just throw these in. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's gorgeous little animations with Botania. It's one thing I definitely love about this mod. See all the little petals floating around in there. And we just get our seeds, because every flower needs to come from a seed. And there we go, pure daisy. Right, this is used to make our living wood and our living stone, which are main crafting components to the starting stages of Botania. So I'll just go and get some more supplies and we'll get that underway. Right, here we are. We've got our logs and our stone. Not cobblestone, it's got to be smooth stone, and any logs will do. I know any vanilla logs will do. I'm not sure about any other modded logs. It's best to stick to vanilla. You know, they definitely work. Now, as we put these around here, place it around the daisy, and all we've got to do is wait a few moments. See the little shiny sparkles coming off them. Is it gonna go? Shouldn't take too long, but we can leave that for a moment and come back to it. Oh, there we go. We're all starting to turn into living stone now. Lovely. Now we can harvest that. We have our living stone. Now this is used to make our mana pool, which will be used to store all of our mana, and then we can direct it to where we want it to be used. I'll just pop some logs down as well to show you the living wood process. Now this again will take another couple of minutes, and we'll wait and see. There we go. One by one, in the order that I put them down. And there's our living wood. Right, we'll just start harvesting that. Oh, if you're wondering why some of our leaf blocks just disappeared then, it's because these biomes are plenty willows. Now when they spawn in, they've got lots of little dangling leaf blocks, as willows tend to have. However, due to the nature of leaf blocks decaying in Minecraft, they're actually at a position where they're not held in place by the logs. So whenever there's an update, say if you place or destroy a block next to them, they will get updated and they will disappear, sadly. So I've tried to keep as many as possible. They are quite nice for the atmosphere. But obviously these changing blocks did kind of trigger that decay. Oh well. Got lots of saplings from those. It's not a problem. Just more for aesthetics than anything else. Okay, that's our living wood. Right, the first thing we do with our living rock, as we say, we can craft all sorts of things from it, used as a natural block. Now there's lots of different things that have been added into the new version, which I've still got to get to grips with. It's quite a lot larger mod than it used to be. But, it's definitely worth getting into. It looks like a lot of fun. Anyway. Alright, the first thing we do craft is our mana pool, which is there. Go for our crafting bench. A couple left over. And there we go. That's our diluted mana pool. Assuming we can make that stronger later on. Where shall we place it? Pop it there for now. We can always move it later. Right, for our living wood, this is used to craft our mana spreaders, which basically allow us to direct the mana that's drawn in by the flowers that we'll be crafting shortly, and direct it into the mana pool, so they'll be ready for use. Scroll through those, as well as a whole host of other things that we'll eventually get around to looking at. Just looking at the basics today to get started. Living wood twig. Now we need that to make our wand of the forest, which is basically like our Botania wrench. It'll help us to tweak various things here and there and allow us to set up our mana system in exactly the way we want. Right, so just craft a couple of those first. Get our twig. Now we'll go inside and get some more petals. Oops. Let's see what I've got the most of. Keep using some orange ones, I think. It's 2. Yep. Oh, we need 3 twigs. Right, so if we 2 more of those. 1, 2, 3. And our 2 petals. And there we go. It's an orange one. Now that'll be any colour that's depending on what petals you use. The function is exactly the same, the only difference is the colour. So if we right click on that, it's currently displaying that we have, ooh, creeper! Oh my goodness! Oh, those little buggers, they do creep up on me. Luckily it wasn't a vanilla creeper and we didn't have any damage done to our Botania setup, but oh, that did make me jump. As I was saying, use the wand to right click on whatever mana object you are looking at, and it will display how much mana is currently in it. Obviously currently there's nothing in this one yet, but we'll get working on that and move on to our next step. Right, I think the first flower we'll be looking to make is the daylily. I think it's called a daylily? Daybloom. Close enough. Daylily is a real flower, that's probably what I was getting mixed up with. The daybloom basically draws in sunlight and allows us to turn that into mana. And that is crafted using 2 yellow petals, 1 light blue and 1 orange. So I've got my yellow flowers out already. Plenty of those. Light blue, we need some of these. So if we've got 16 of those, we need 8 of these petals. There we are. And same again for the orange. So, oops. There we are. And that'll make us lots of day blooms. I think we do have to craft them one by one, because each one needs a seed to use as the catalyst for the recipe. So we just separate out our petals here, ready to throw in. There we are, they're dancing around in there as before. So we throw our seed in and daybloom. Just pop that in there. Now if we place it, it's got to be in the view of direct sunlight, so as long as it's not obstructed by anything above it, it'll be fine. So if we do it, say, yeah, that'll start collecting some mana. Let's get rid of that a second. So if we right click on that now, we'll see that progress bar there, that yellow in it, is the amount of mana that it's currently collected, and that'll slowly fill up. And once we get our mana, what's they called? the mana spreaders, once we get some of those set up, we can extract the mana from the daybloom and direct it into the mana pool. And from the mana pool, we'll be able to direct it towards other things, or just collect it. It's basically like a mana battery, one of these. We'll also be able to have, let's see, there's quite a few different uses for this. I know that some items, when you throw them into it, they'll transform into other items using up the mana. Very handy. Some of them you wouldn't quite expect, like I think one in particular, it turns rotten flesh into leather. So that's a good use for all your spare rotten flesh that you have no idea what to do with. Just turn it into leather, make it a bit more useful. Right, I think I'll go about making a few more of those. Let's have a look how much mana's in it now. Oh, it's full. Yes, you can tell when your flowers are full of mana, because they'll start giving off little sparkly particles. It's a lovely little animation. Right, we've got a few of these now, so I'll just plonk them down so we can start gathering more energy. I'll make a start on the mana spreaders. And for that we'll need a little bit more living wood, as well as, let's have a look, we'll need some gold ingots and some more petals. Just make the one for now, so I'll use one of our spare petals and get some more logs on the go. Okay, we've got our gold ingots now, so that's all ready to go. Just waiting on the living wood now, shouldn't be long. These are filling up nicely. As you see, they're all starting to sparkle now because they're all in direct sunlight, and they will stop working during the night time, of course. But there is another flower, which basically is like the opposite of the daybloom. It's called the nightshade, and and that'll collect mana during the night time, and it'll stop during the daytime, where the day blooms take over. So you can kind of keep them on like flower shifts, so to speak. Okay, come on, Wood. Shouldn't be too long now. There it goes. Lovely. This will be enough to craft our first mana spreader. Little bit of lag there. Okay, so we've got 1 gold ingot, our petal, and our 6 wood. There we go, our mana spreader. Now, if we pop this down just next to the day blooms, so pop it there. Now that, if I'd angled that right, it should go straight into the mana pool. Now when we hold our wand, this little green sparkle here, that shows the route that the mana is taking. So if we right click on there, that's shown as accepting mana from items, which is what we want. This has absorbed the mana now. Hopefully, it should be slowly starting to build up. I think I need to pair them. So all the mana is currently in the spreader. So I think if I right click, it's in there. And I right click on this. It's always a little tricky figuring this part out. I think if you shift right click on this as well, it'll change the angle. So say if that was further away or over there at an angle, you can direct it exactly where you want. It's very specific. It doesn't snap into place, say on a 90 degree or a 45. It can go to any angle you like. Alright, if I remember rightly, once we stop holding our wand, after this fills up so much, every so often it'll send a bolt of mana into the pool, and that's when it'll start gathering. So since these have stopped now, and we've only got a small amount in the spreader, I'll go and sleep, turn it into daytime, and hopefully it should speed the process along a bit. Okay, now the sun's coming up, and those day blooms can get to work again, gathering some more mana, passing it onto the spreader, and once that spreader's gathered enough, it'll send a little beam, and we should see it into the mana pool. There it goes, just as predicted. Now you see the mana, once it's in the pool, it's a nice blue colour, and that will fill up as it gathers more and more mana over time. So while we're not doing anything with it, if we just leave that as it is now, it'll eventually it will become full of liquid mana. Well, I assume it's a liquid, it kind of looks like a liquid. Alright, so that's our basic setup. Right, I think I'll get to making some more day blooms so we can keep powering these. I'll also have a look at the nightshade recipe so that we can place some of those around here as well and get this working during night time. Start gathering some more mana. But, as you see, there it goes again. If we right click on this now, it'll show us the updated amount. There we go, that tiny little blue little bit at the end of the progress bar there. That shows roughly, you can imagine how much this will eventually hold. It's quite a lot. That mana spreader, say the green's gone down now because it's passed it on to the pool. Okay, time to start making some more petals, or some more flowers. Can't put them there because they'll be under the tree. So pop them here. Yeah, pop them there for now. And here, I think. There we go. Gathering lots more mana. Now, what do we need for the nightshades? Let's have a look. 2 black, 1 grey and 1 purple. So it's light grey and purple. It's basically exactly the same, just different colours. Easy peasy. Once you've got the hang of the basics, it's really simple. Put those in there. One of those, one of those. See them going around again. Just giving off a little purple sparkle this time. And there we are. There's our first nightshade. Now pop that one down, put some room. So I think these do have a certain radius. You can only pop them so far away before they won't actually transfer the mana to the spreader. But we'll get some more spreaders going over time. And see where that takes us. How much have we got now in that small amount of time I was going? Lovely. Right, I've been having a little bit of a read in our book in here. One little thing I have noticed is that you can create a fertilizer that allows you to grow more mystical flowers if you ever run out and you find yourself needing to go, you know, further and further afield to find more out in the wild. You know, if you don't want to do that, you can make this this fertilizer, and then it should spring some more up in the world. Now, I think I'm going to give that a go. So what we need for that first is the pestle and mortar. Easy peasy. Right, so just craft that quickly. I went inside and I grabbed some materials for that. There we go. Now, we need some petals that we grind up into brown or green or red powder, depending on what colour it is, etc. Keep going with the old orange since we've got quite a few of those. So we'll turn those into petals. Turn that into powder. There we go. Of course we keep our pestle and mortar since that's a tool. Pop that in there for now. Now we need some bone meal. So I'll just run back to the house and fetch some. And then combining the bone meal with the petal powder should give us the fertilizer. Let's see, where did I keep our bones? There we go. Oh, there's some bone meal already actually. Grab some of that. I think if we put some bone meal there, there we go, 1 floral fertilizer. See how this goes. Find a nice little open patch of grass. Maybe over here somewhere. Three new flowers here. Got a green one, a couple of grey ones. It's quite a handy little feature. You know, especially if you have an abundance of one particular colour of flower and you need a different colour, you can try your luck at growing some more. Right, while they're gathering their mana, I do remember one thing I had once before that I think we can craft pretty much straight away. It's a ring of magnetization. Now this comes in really handy. It can be a little bit annoying sometimes if you leave it on all the time and your pack's full, but basically what it does is it magnetizes any dropped items towards you so that you can pick them up. You don't have to run around, say, gathering all of the things at once. They'll be drawn to you instead. And what we need for that, here it it is. We need some mana steel, which is created by throwing iron ingots into the mana pool. Get some mana steel. Luckily we did already find some mana steel in some dungeon chests, so we won't have to make too much of that because I've already got some. Yeah, there it is. It's dungeon loot. And the other thing we'll need is a mana lens. So that's a gold ingot, iron ingot, and a mana lens, which is more mana steel and a glass pane. Really simple. Lots of mana steel. It's pretty worth it, I think. It's a very handy little tool. As I say, it does get a little bit annoying having to leave it on when your inventory is full, but it's easily remedied. Just take it off and you'll stop having things whizzing around you. Right, so we need another gold ingot, and I'll bring some iron over as well. I'll grab a couple of iron actually, just to show you the process. Really simple. We just throw it in, it'll make a little sparkly thing, and it'll turn into some mana steel. Okay, here we go. Starting to fill up nicely now. So if we pop that in, will it work? Will it not? Hang on. It doesn't seem to want to. I don't know whether it's because it's a diluted mana pool or not. But, I'll make the proper mana pool. From what I can gather, if we make another one of these, wait till this is pretty full up, and throw it in, it'll make a fully fledged mana pool, so to speak. And so we've got quite a few of these. I ran back to our other base to grab these out of one of our chests. Put that there for now. Right, so we want the lens, which is 4 of these and a pane. There we go. And we add the gold ingot and the iron ingot. That's that mana lens. I think use the rest of the steel. And there we go, ring of magnetization. I'll put that in our bauble slot. Pop it there. And now, any time that something drops, where should we go? Let's drop some seeds, maybe. Although you will have to take it off every time you say you want to throw something on the ground or give something to another player, because you will pick it straight up again. It might need charging. Let's see. I know I had one before. It pretty much worked straight away. I'll read up a little bit more on that, and I'll let you guys know the result. Right, I tabbed out for a little bit. I asked around, and I know what the problem was. It's because this mana pool was only set to receive mana, not give it. So we need to change the mode using our wand here. Right, so if we shift click, there we go, sparing mana to items. And what we need to do is throw it in. Hopefully, is that going to charge it? I don't know. It should work with the mana steel though, so I'll see if that works now. An ingot. Oh, doesn't want to. Interesting. Again, it might be because it's a diluted mana pool. Maybe it just needs to be changed to the other one. Alrighty. Okay. After a little bit of digging around, it seems to be that we need to make our proper mana pool, not the diluted one. Oh, there we go. See, this has changed to a tick now, the little symbol there, which means it will accept it. Also, we need to change the mode from accepting mana to sparing mana, because that means that the mana pool will give mana to whatever you throw into it. Okay, so here we go. There we go. Very cute. Right, so what we need to do now is basically replace that one with this one. And I think if we put it here for now, get some of this grass out, more seeds. We can use another mana spreader to transfer the mana in there into that one. Right, so I've moved this around a little bit now. As you can see, the mana spreader is on a slight angle. Now, it's a little bit awkward to position at first, but if you shift right click with the wand on part of the face, it'll angle it. So it's a bit tricky at the moment. I've just got that one right, so I don't really want to move it again, but once you've got it in place, following the green sparkles, and of course when you hover over it, it'll say mana pool, which means it's distributing it straight to the mana pool. And that's when you know you've got it positioned correctly. Alrighty, let's go and put our stuff away. I think we've done enough Botania for today, and come back to some more of it later. Right, now if you remember in the last episode, we had a go at testing that Mutundus on the dirt outside, see if we can turn it into clay. Apparently it doesn't turn every time, it just has a chance of turning into clay. So all I needed to do was get some more, basically, and keep trying. So, that one. There we go. So now we've got 5 more clay blocks. Now I know we said in our last episode that we were going to have a go at finding a nearby structure to test out this new witchery mechanic. I didn't quite get around to that, so I think we can give it a go today. Now what we need for that is an attuned stone, a charged one. And now if we get our circle magic book, look through here, should be not too far into it, the ritual for charging. Alright, so we need an attuned stone, which I'll craft in a moment, some glowstone dust, redstone, wood ash and quicklime, and an altar power of 2000. Alright, so we've got our altar there. We could potentially do it outside in a clearing, or we can make a little space, knock through one of those walls. I know there's a cave literally right behind this room here, so we might try that one. Let's see, for this we need a diamond, we need some whiff of magic, we will need some wood ash and some quicklime. Get a bit of those. We'll need a lava bucket to make the stone. Now, I think if I remember rightly, I don't have any lava buckets on me at the moment, so I might have to go adventuring, go off into the caves, and I will be back shortly. Here we are. Alrighty, we're ready to make our attuned stone. Let's put the lava bucket, diamond, and the whiff of magic. And there we go. Attuned stone get. Alrighty, now we just need to make a space for it. Haven't quite got room for 2 circles in here. But what we can do... Oh yes, I've got a new little area around here for my kettle. I hadn't made it before, so I made one off cam. And I've got a nice little cubby hole for it. Nice little fireplace. Oh, I know that sound. Where is he? He's back again. Still haven't come up with a name for this guy. Where's he gone? There he is. Hello. Good to know he's still hanging around. Right, now we've pretty much leveled out this area. We should have enough space to draw out our circles. So, let's see. Need the gold chalk. Let's see, where's roughly in the middle? About there, I think. So, if we put our altar here. Put that on it. We only need 2,000. So shouldn't be too hard. Ah, there we go. Right, now if we grab our white chalk, that's our circles drawn. We've just got enough chalk, I think, to see if we can summon a little guiding spirit. Oh no! Of course, the magnetizing ring, it just picked it all right back up again. Oh, that's handy. Right, take 2. Oh, and stone. There we go, success. Right, I may as well leave the circles down for now. Just take everything else back with me. I think what we can do while we're here, remember what the book said. Didn't bring it with me, but should be able to remember. All we need is a 3x3. And we'll throw it down. Is that right? Does it need a heart glyph? Nope. Alright, I'm going to run back home and check book, see what it says. Alright, so we've got our basic tunestone. Maybe this one will work this time. Fingers crossed. Oh, there it goes. This direction. Oh, that's so cool. Just gotta follow it. Oh, it's stuck. It's definitely... Oh, that was so cute. Right, it's definitely this direction. So, if we keep following, eventually we should find something. I think we're getting close to it now. Yep, there it is. This would be the structure it was pointing to. I've got to watch out because this is a vanilla witch hut, which usually means hostile witches. So I should probably eat first. Never go into a battle hungry. Oh. Is she hostile? Yes. Ooh, there we go. Right, usually much in those, except maybe a cauldron and a couple of other bits and pieces. So consider that successful. I think we'll head back home now. Woo, and we're back. Right, I think we should call it a day there. The sun's starting to set. We've got our basic Botania setup done. We've played around with a little bit of witchery. And all in all, a very productive day. So I will see you on the next one. Bye bye.